Okay, well, welcome. I think we should just get started. This is being recorded, so if you didn't catch the beginning, you can go back. And for those of you who are here with us now, thank you so much for joining us. This is Crypto Mystic welcoming you to this special AMA that we are hosting here on Sunday, October 9th, with a very special announcement. We imagine you've seen the announcement. So we're going to kind of go through the points that are laid out in here, and then we will, of course, answer your questions. You can either type them in the main group, or you can, if you're live with us, you can certainly just unmute yourself and ask them. So without further ado, we are so excited that you're here. And yeah, with very, very special announcement. So we, as you know, Unbox was initially started as an idea to kickstart a funding for C2, the Cryptosphere 2.0, as we call it, which we feel is a revolution in Web3 by giving people their own non-hackable digital identity, which is something that we've patented, and also a variety of NFT systems, asset-backed NFTs, and various ways to trade and work with NFTs. So as we mentioned in the announcement, this feels like a very long time ago, though it wasn't so long ago. And the idea has evolved since then in a good way, we feel. So since the private sale happened, many changes have occurred in the nature of the project, in the structure of it, the concept itself, and we have gained critical expertise in the form of experienced team members. The team has certainly grown a lot with very talented people. We filed 3 patents so far. We are working on several others. We are with lawyers. We're still in conversation with lawyers around legal compliance, because what we're doing is essentially new and puts us in a gray area. So we really want to understand the implications of what we're doing and what that means for legal compliance. And of course, we've been in connection with potential investors. We've outlined our budget, our projection. We have a full business plan crafted, and we also created a pitch deck with the details of our innovations, ideas, our roadmap, etc. So we have been in conversation with people who have access to large VC groups because we are obviously fundraising for this. And one of the things that happened as a result of our just explaining our idea, people listening to it and being like, wow, this is amazing. We've been put in touch with the DeFi Collective. And so for those of you who may not be aware of who the DeFi Collective is, it's a group of industry, we call them titans. They're industry leaders. They're extremely great at what they do, and most importantly, they have connections in all different areas of the cryptosphere and beyond, and including venture capitalists. So they have heard what we are up to, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. We've been in conversations with them. They've given us counsel, and one of the things that came out of our conversations is they highlighted the fact that reflection tokens could become a liability down the road because of the way they're structured, and when regulatory compliance starts to become more defined and clear and enforced, it could become a threat to the entire project down the road. So we really sat with this because obviously, we've put a lot of thought, energy, effort, care, and love into everything Unbox, as you've seen through the group. And it was not an easy decision to make, but what we realized is like what we're building is so much bigger. And so what we decided to do is, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fast track what we had down in the roadmap further down, we're going to move that forward, and that's essentially uh, the blockchain that we're proposing to do, because the way that the NDI, the non-digital identity, works, because of its nature and the importance of security, we just have to essentially rethink how things are done in the cryptosphere, and how could we make your identity safe and your assets safe, prevent them from hacks and scammers and all of those things. And so we just went to the drawing board, and our very brilliant engineers on the team and crypto experts have been really kind of turning the problem on its head, if you will, and rethinking the entire thing. And so the C2 blockchain and the C2 native coin will be released a lot sooner. And this is where we decided, okay, so we just needed to let you guys know about this change. And we understand that, of course, now in a way it's another delay, right? It's like if you invested with us during the private sale, thinking, okay, this is going to be launching soon, and then we had the pre-sale, and then we had to pause it for reasons that we let you know about at the time. So that's not ideal. However, what we're proposing and what we're offering you is, even better than what we did at the time. So that's kind of the gist of it. And you invested into a BSC coin, essentially, a token. Sorry, forgive me. You invested into a BSC token, and now you're actually going to be getting a native coin with its own revolutionary blockchain. So that being said, we've outlined several options for you. Your options are to convert your total UNBOX allocation into C2. You can also get half of your BNB back and then the other converted into C2, or you can get the dollar. You can get your allocation that you originally put in BNB at the time. You can get that back. So there will be, Joe, you want to talk about how we're going to be communicated with our holders, and
Yeah.
how we're going to let them. Yeah.
So in the next few days, from our contact at unbox.team, we'll be sending an email for who have allocated their BNB for our private sale here at Unbox. And there are a few contacts that we don't have through our email, but we would let the community know that the email have been sent, and we will be contacting through our Telegram chat for you to verify that who is speaking to you is in fact a team member, and then in that way we will make sure to outline how you can select the options that you see best fit for you.
Yes. So there will be a detailed email with essentially a call to action for you to let us know which of those options you choose. If you are aware that we do not have your email already, if you already know this, you can proactively reach out to us if you'd like, um, to me or to Joe or to Viking or Surian if you have a connection, or to one of them, our amazing mods, Majora or Freya. You can say, hey, like, I know you guys don't have my email, here it is, kind of thing. So feel free to do that as well. Viking, you had something?
I'd like to interject with a small security option. I'd like to highlight what Joe said, is that when you receive communication from us, please verify with us that that is the communication we made with you. Do not just respond to any email you get about Unbox or anything like that. Just please verify with us that we are the ones that sent that data, because we don't want any of your personal information or financial information being exposed. And if you've spent at least 5 minutes in crypto, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yes, unfortunately, I think all of us in crypto know exactly what you're talking about. um, yes, so watch for an email from us in the next few days. We'll let you know, like Joe said, in the main group once it's been sent out, so you can keep an eye out for that. We also have a dedicated Discord channel for our private holders, the OG channel in our Discord. So many of you are in there already. This is another area where we can communicate. You know, if you have questions and you want to reach out to us, and this is reserved for anyone who invested in or participated in the private sale. So that's another way we'll be monitoring that channel as well. Um, Yes. So, well, what I'll say now is, and then I'll invite the team to add anything that I may not have mentioned that could be important, and we'll take your questions. So, we feel as a team a magnified sense of purpose and excitement toward our mission and towards you. You've been a part of our community, you've believed in us, you put your faith and trust in us, and we are really grateful for that. And we really feel like the opportunities that are coming our way and the doors that are opening are in a way bigger than we could even imagine, if you know what I'm saying. Like it's so massive, and it's so uh, just really inspiring and exciting. So there's a lot of magic happening here. And so yeah, we thank you for being a part of the Unbox community, which will become, well, you know, if you join us on C2, you'll be part of the C2 community as well. But yeah, thank you so much for that. So I'll invite the team to add anything, and then we'll take your questions. Does anyone on the team have anything to add to this little summary? No?
I feel like adding the for those who have invested in us early on, that we are having you quite a bit in mind, and we're making sure that whatever allocation and whatnot comes out of this in C2 will be a very fair allocation. So we are hoping that all of you will stay with us and see this all through.
Thank you, Surian. Yes, that certainly be. We've had many conversations about that, and we want to make sure that you're well taken care of. Okay, so if nobody else on the team has anything to add at the moment, I would love to open it up for questions. If you have anything to ask the team, or any comments, or uh, anything you want to share, you are welcome. We'd love to hear your feedback, your questions, your ideas, or concerns, whatever they may be. You have the floor. If you want to speak, just unmute yourself, and if not, you can type in your question in the main group.
Don't feel microphone shy. We don't bite.
No comment.
I must say, I expected a much different response. I mean, a native blockchain, that's a heck of a drop. So yeah, please ask any questions you may have about what the implications there are. If you're concerned about timelines, if you know, we can answer everything to the best of our abilities at this point. From what I understand, when is our next AMA?
We have an AMA on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday,
When?
12th. And we will have our CEO, Black Prince, share a little bit more about what C2 is about. And I think after that AMA, you might get even more excited. So, yeah, there's some really good stuff coming. So you might also want to wait until after that AMA if you're not sure what you're supposed to do with your original allocation. Definitely wait until after the AMA to decide if you have any doubts. We've already had quite a few people say, "Hey, definitely, I want to join you in the C2," and it's been really great to just see that and see the enthusiasm, and because we're so excited for what's possible here, and we definitely hope you stay with us and join us and contribute in whatever way you feel you can or would like.
Yeah, we will need a lot of help from anything from community to builders to developers to community managers. Like we have a big mission in front of us. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of it all. There is many possible directions everything can go.
Yeah, if you want to be involved in building blockchain that is literally re-engineered to provide security and speed that frankly has not been seen in the cryptosphere yet. Definitely get your resume and your signature hand ready for an NDA, and we'll see what we can do.
Yes, we will definitely be expanding the team for sure with talented people. Cool. And yeah, I see that Chart Picasso said need to collect question from Google Forms. Next AMA, help a list of items, helps to have a list of items to respond to. That's a really good suggestion. We haven't had really any questions. It's been interesting. I mean, either we did a really great job of explaining everything in the announcement and it was clear, or the magnitude of what we announced, people are just like, what? And they need a little bit of time to digest it. That's, or both, I don't know. But yes, that is a good suggestion.
It seems like it changed when we went away from what's in the box. That's when the questions seemed to dim down a little bit once we started unveil what is in the box, which is all of you, all of us, is in the box. It's our identities, it's our everything, and that's when I think there was a little bit of a bigger, how to say, there is more to grasp. It's not just a tiny, potentially smaller project. It's actually now a pretty vast project that is getting out there. So I can relate to the fact that there is so much to grasp that might be a little bit harder to have questions, but there is no stupid questions. I want to add that there is no stupid questions because we're in uncharted territories. So what some of you might think of as a small question might actually be a very important question.
Yes, I got to agree with that 100%. That's a very, very well put, Suryan. There are literally no stupid questions at this level. In fact, as Suryan was saying, if you were to ask what you thought would be a stupid question, you could actually bring something very important to the forefront that we need to think about.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Joe, the Morbart man. I just wanted to stop in and kind of listen so that I could kind of get a better feel for the project. I have been a bit of a ghost lately. And I just wanted to see do you guys have maybe like catch-up material for people like me who are kind of coming in late, essentially? Anything I can look at to get a better grasp for everything?
Well, what's up, more? Well, we could catch you up on all of the unboxed token and all of that, but seeing as how this evolution is getting accelerated by the minds that we're talking to and the resources that they're presenting us with, it would kind of be unreasonable for us to do that. What I would really suggest is actually be here for the Wednesday AMA, because that's when our CEO, he's let's just put it this way, he's not the average guy. So when he speaks, he'll be getting in depth about what C2 actually is, and this is a lot. Pretty much all of the stuff that he's going to cover are the things that we haven't been able to release to the team due to confidentiality agreements and so on and so forth. So that's also another reason why he's the one releasing it. So had this been an AMA before now, yes, we would have a lot to catch up on. But actually now you're pretty much at ground zero again. So we've got a lot of very exciting information that is completely new to the entire community.
Heck yeah, sounds like I joined at the perfect time, or I came back at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Welcome back. That's great. We did have a
I'm looking forward to more.
Fantastic. Yes, and I will add currently, we're working on the brand. We'll be working on the website. We've been working on the light paper. We've been working on the tokenomics, everything. So there's a lot that's in the works that hasn't been released yet for C2, but it will be released soon. There is a question I think we can answer right now around C2. This was posted in the group, and that is, what is the supply scope of C2? And then a secondary question, what are the use cases of C2 in the broader sense? How can I explain to my grandma what C2 is? Who wants to take that one? Siri, you want to take the supply scope?
Yeah, so the supply of the token will be 21 million. We are obviously looking to Bitcoin on some parts of the tokenomics and some parts of the. Yeah, of course it's not going to look anything like Bitcoin, but we're looking at the core of everything, and we're started to learn all the steps there, and of course we're honoring that by using 21 million coins.
Perfect. And the use cases in the broader sense?
So in use cases, there will be a very broad spectrum of use cases, one of which we have already touched upon a little bit in here, which is KYW and NDI, which is Know Your Wallet is essentially a way to cluster your wallets and have it under a secure NDI system, which is a non-hackable digital identity. Which we are building systems that will be more revealed on Wednesday on how to essentially put a security layer on top of the internet that verifies and secures your identity and identity data, and of course digital assets as well. But more of that will be released on Wednesday, and there is quite a lot of exciting stuff that it will come out then.
Thank you, Surian. Those were good questions. And also you said something about, I remember, about the coin and how it will be released over decades in terms of the way it's built. Yes, is that something we can talk about?
Yeah. So as Bitcoin, we have been looking at long-term economic models and how to make sure that the ecosystem itself can sustain itself. So we have also been looking at the model of Bitcoin there again. As yeah, on Wednesday we will go a little bit deeper into how the chain is actually going to look like, most likely at least. But yeah, the minting will be done a long time into several parts of the ecosystem.
Yes, and because, so as we mentioned earlier, we do have 3 patents that are already filed, and we have several others that are being written right now to be filed shortly. So some of the things, until they're patented, we really can't speak to them publicly like that. But once the patents are filed, then we are at liberty to speak about it. So if we're a little bit more cryptic, or there's certain aspects of it that we don't talk about, it's not because we're trying to be, difficult. It's because we just want to make sure that the idea is patented, right? At least the provisional patent is filed before we speak, on it publicly, as I mentioned. So, but there are some things that certainly Black Prince will be able to elaborate on and go deeper into, to give you a deeper sense of what the C2 is about, the chain, the coin, the ecosystem itself, and what it will be doing. And so that'll certainly be an important AMA to be on this coming Wednesday. Are there any other questions or comments from all of you on the call or in the group?
I can speak on that last question. The how can I explain this to my grandma? Honestly, what I would say is, well, imagine a camera that you can put in your pocket or your purse, and when you need it, you put it up to your eye like this and take a picture. And that picture is going to tell the interwebs that you're secure, and it's going to tell them who you are. And then that will help you. that will help you keep your money safe without anybody knowing whose it is or how to get to it, including us, including governments, including institutions. It's simply yours now. Now she's going to have some questions about that, because she's not going to understand that at all, because she grew up with the petrodollar and that's entire system. So I leave that in your hands. You're going to have to figure out how to get past that barrier. But if you're going to tell somebody in a very simple manner, okay, this is how it works, that's pretty much how you could say it. I see a certain individual has entered the chat, and I would like to hear from this person.
Yeah,
Hello.
Sorian, it's about time you turned up.
That was me, dude. That wasn't Sir. But yeah, anyways, go ahead.
No, I was saying it's about time Sorian turned up to one of these things. God damn it! How is everybody?
Hi, we're good, Daniel.
Good.
Welcome.
Fantastic. Sorry, I just saw that there was an AMA running now, and I was like, why was I not informed that there was an AMA running now? I'm missing on a chance to wail on the tea. What the hell's going on? So I assumed, this is like a secret AMA for everybody but Ganyo.
No, actually, in fact, Suryan was just telling us how he was going to update you in case you showed up. So good thing you did.
Oh, well then,
Thank
Suryan,
you.
take it away. Your nightmare is here.
No, due to the fact that we had our wait one second. Due to the fact that we had our official launch date for the pre-sale today, if we didn't have more news, we had to, or we came to a point where we were pushing some of the news, and we yeah, there is an announcement above, and we are essentially going over what this means for the investors that already has been, what this means for timelines, all of these things due to the changes in the Unbox token, essentially, that is going to be turned into C2, a coin.
Yeah, I heard you're actually moving the plans up quite a little bit. I've seen the posts you've been circulating around as well. And I think it's a good decision overall. They're not getting a piece of the pie, they're getting the whole damn restaurant at that stage.
Exactly.
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
No, but that's exactly what's happening, though, isn't it? You've skipped past the idea of needing, like, your, let's call it the quote unquote V1 of the project. You skipped past the reflections tokens idea, and you've gone straight to the meat of the issue, which is really what everybody wants. We want a good, long term, solid hold that is going to help change the space, and it's going to help change what I see in my wallet every day. That's what a lot of people are in the space for, sure, but we're also in the space to see some change being made, and C2 is the most direct way of doing that. So I've been looking around, and I wholeheartedly approve of what you're doing. I think it's the right step forward, and I think with the sheer value it brings to people here, instead of having a reflections token and then having it migrate, giving them the product directly, it's a no bullshit attitude, and I respect the hell out of that.
Well, that's a raving review. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
It's been a while since we've had a chat, guys, but honestly, I'm just so impressed with how things have been moving forward. And I could not be happier for the team overall, really.
Thank you.
Well, we're very grateful to you as well, sir. That very first AMA you showed up in and literally stuck us up against the wall and pulled out your rifle. We were like, oh no. But it
Oh
helped
my
us,
God!
it
I
helped us
I assumed
think. It Go ahead.
I assumed a completely different thing when you said. My brain sort of misfires very quickly when those statements come out. You pushed us against the wall and pulled out and then I just sort of blanked out at that point. Sorry, what did you say? What I pulled out?
It was a rifle. It was a firing line, sir. That's
That
what I
was
meant.
that's a great euphemism, Vic. God. Yeah, this is being recorded. I'm going to regret that.
But yeah, no. When you put us up against the firing line, it was extremely refreshing, because up until that point, we hadn't really received much feedback. No real intellectual camaraderie, I guess you could put it that way. And but when you came out and you asked those questions and you got us thinking, it really helped us with the project a lot, because we got to see areas that we hadn't really, you know what I mean? When you're building a project, like it's a whole
Oh
lot to
yeah,
think about. There's certain
you need
areas you
someone from
forget.
you need an outside perspective, even if they know nothing about the project, to jump in and say, hey, have you thought about this? Have you done this? Have you done that? And Surya, for the vast majority of that first AMA, actually gave off little giggles, and that's when I decided he was my target for life. But you know, just throughout that entire time, and the more I learned about what you developed, even in the conversation we had after the AMA, I realized, wow, these guys really have thought of it. There's a few things that they didn't, but I'm so glad I was there for that conversation, because I know this is something that's going to change lives, and I've seen that over the past 6 months. Just the dedication, the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that the team puts into this, the way that you are trying to stay more legitimate than any other business anywhere. I could feasibly see you operating on the scale of a Fortune 500 business with the way you conduct yourselves. So, you have my full backing. I'm really happy that I met you. I'm really happy I jumped into that AMA. I'm really happy I didn't come in with any preconceptions at all. Otherwise, it would have just been real bad for everybody.
Well, wow. Thank you, man. You're definitely an asset. I appreciate it.
I
Yeah, we're so
appreciate you
grateful
guys
for
as
you.
well.
Thank
Oh, thanks, Mystic. I'm grateful for you
Yeah.
guys as well. Honestly, I don't want to get overwhelmed with emotion. Don't want to carry away with your AMA today, but that's it at the end of the day. I met some wonderful people in DeFi, and I'm glad to count you amongst that group. And I'm certainly glad that we've kept that going for such a long time. I think I think sort of one of the key takeaways of DeFi is it lets me meet more people than I ever thought I would, who have such interesting stories, such interesting lives. And at the end of the day, as Louis de Bernier would put it, it's not about the major events, it's about the major events in the lives of minor characters that really brings out the life in history. And that's certainly something that I'm going to be thinking about a lot when everything is sorted for C2.
you. Yep. Contingent nature of history. It's so interesting. And you just never know. You just never know. Even how the team got together. And that's a conversation for a different time. But yeah, the synchronicities and what brought us all here now and how it happened. And it's quite miraculous actually when we look at it. Our CEO suggested we should start keeping a diary for the company, like of the things. And so I think we should really seriously consider that because it'll be an interesting memoir.
I mean, certainly, I'm certainly down for you to keep a diary. You do record these conversations quite meticulously. You do make sure that you can just scroll back in the TG and check on old messages. So there, you'll be able to find that history quite quickly, I think.
Yeah, I'm talking about certainly that, but also all the things that are not recorded, like, you know. Anyway, it's
Oh,
just
of
an
course.
interesting concept. Yeah, it's some of the things, the behind the scenes that only the team, sees.
No
It's just
comment.
funny. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
exactly. But
um,
my requirements for when the first sort of when the first hardware wallets come out. You know my requirements.
we do, we do. You've been very clear. As long as they haven't changed between then and now, we're still clear.
No,
But
no,
if it,
I'm
okay.
I'm very much set. I would like an NFT, preferably on the Ethereum branch attached to said hardware wallet. But uh, you know, I'm certainly going to enjoy holding that one forever and ever and ever,
Uh-huh. Yep.
to
It
Yep.
Suryan's
can
great
probably be
shame.
arranged.
It's not a probably can be arranged. It's a when will this be arranged and when will it be delivered? You know it's going to happen, Suryan. And unfortunately, it's something that I will probably never show to anybody else simply because of how precious that thing is going to be to me. But it is something that I will certainly crack out at any office parties I may or may not attend with you.
Last, what's going on around here?
We're, we're totally not poking fun at Surya and Joe. It's fine. Just go relax for a bit.
I do want to say there was one more question. Sorry to, bring us back
I
here.
was just gonna say, come on, guys, we're on an
Yeah. There's
I'm
one more
so sorry I
question.
derailed the conversation so bad. That's my bad. I'll just shut up now.
So it's actually a really interesting question. Given this inspired this is inspired on the BTC supply. Is there a mining system into it? This is referring to the C2 coin, obviously. So, Surian?
Yes, there is, but it's not going to look like traditional mining. And how exactly that will look like, I think it's better to leave that to Black Prince and let him go over what we can release there. But there is a system in place, very different from what you know from many mining today. Let's just put it like this.
Yes. And I want to highlight here that while I understand we cannot reveal all the information at this time, there is what I want to call revolutionary innovations that are being implemented. You know, when I said at the beginning that we're literally reinventing how things are being done, our CEO Black Prince has been, well, he was one of the very first software engineers. He worked on blockchain 40 years ago. He's a polymath. He's a patent. Well, he has over 30 patents under his belt. And when Viking said he's not your average man, like, yeah, he's brilliant. And in some ways a genius. So he's really helping essentially, like I said, what?
Are we allowed to? Are we allowed to say where his name is?
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
Well, it might have to do with a name being on a place that has to do with you know, Viking,
Oh,
land, something.
that might be a soft dogs. I don't know. That's interesting.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, yeah. Be careful with that one then.
yeah,
But yeah, no, he put an Easter egg somewhere no one else has put an Easter egg. Let's put it that way.
Oh God, my brain just went there again.
oh God.
God damn it.
Oh. But yes, he's very, very talented and a brilliant engineer. So he's really going to essentially to the basics and the foundations of how blockchains have they've been constructed and what's possible with them, and how to fix the issues that we know are there, and reinventing the entire thing. So what is being produced and will be released is I can say this has not been done before. So that's just, I think, all I can say at the moment.
And
We'll
the
let him opine.
simplicity of it.
Right.
The simplicity of it is just astounding. You know, you see all these blockchains coming out. You know, you got Chainlink. Well, okay, I'm not going to drop a whole bunch of names, but you guys all know. And they're all so complex, and they're just, you know, oh, okay, so you have to do this to do that to do this to do that, you know, and then okay, but if you want to do this, you're going to have to do that to do this to do that, you know, and the way he's designed this blockchain, I mean, honestly, I think, and maybe I might be patting our project on the back here, but I honestly believe Satoshi would walk up, look at the screen, and be like, huh, oh, right on, good job, you know, because it's beautiful and it's simple and it takes care of the trilemma that what's his name, Vitalik put out there. You know, it completely annihilates the trilemma of the blockchain and several other issues that we've had this whole time with blockchains, like the hacks that we get. Dude has a list of, I think, how many, Suryan? How many hacks did he line out that just literally don't apply to us anymore?
16 or 17 of the biggest types of hacks.
Yeah, it's like, how does this not apply to us? And he goes, well, because of these reasons. And you're like, oh, you literally circumvented the whole freaking, wow. And so that's what we're talking about. It's for those of us who've been in crypto for you know, quite a while now, even to us, it's quite amazing. So we're just really happy to be along for this ride, to be honest.
I cannot wait until projects start migrating to C2 once they hear what you've just said. My God, there'll be a mass exodus. You should have called it the Exodus chain simply because of how many people are going to be moving from other chains over. Religious references
Well,
aside, though, that is an absolutely amazing piece of tech.
it
Yeah.
is, and obviously we have to back it up first, but we are definitely in the position to say that we can definitely. We will need some time with development. We still will need some funding, and at least in the beginning. And but other than that, we have the keys. We just need to put them down. That's it.
Yeah, and I want to share this quote that we have actually at the beginning of our pitch deck, which is so apropos. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And this is by Buckminster Fuller, and it's so eloquent and really speaks to exactly what we're doing. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. No. That quote. I know that one as well. It's very literal. That's
Yeah.
literally how you change a problem. Is you don't build a problem with the pieces of the other problem. You build a whole new solution with new information, and yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I don't see any more questions coming in at the moment. This is all I had for us. Does anyone else have anything else to add, or does anybody want to ask a question or say anything before we close today's call?
Good.
I'm good.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of our team members who are working so hard all the time. I mean, really, there's just like, even I want to give a special shout out to Freya and Majora, who are here with us today and doing such a great job in the community, being present and upbeat and excited, and just yeah, I feel like I don't always acknowledge you enough, but all your hard work and just your passion is not going unnoticed, and not just from me, but from the whole team. So thank you for everything that you're doing. And of course, thank you, our dear Unboxer, for being here with us today and being part of our community. For those of you coming back, more man, welcome back. Looking forward to seeing more of you. And of course, special mention to Ganyo, as always, for being here. Even we're trying to be sneaky and not let you know about an AMA. Somehow you find out about it, so you know. But I'm kidding. We were not trying to be sneaky. But hopefully you can join us on Wednesday's AMA. So we'll be sending out an announcement for that in the next couple of days. And again, reminding you that you'll be receiving an email if you're a private sale holder. You'll be getting an email, and we'll send out a message in the community to let you know once it's been sent out. So thank you so much.